In today's video, I'm going to be going over exactly how I made $19,000 in revenue just in the month of May on Etsy with my print on demand business. I'm also going to be revealing how much profit I actually got to take home from that $19,000 revenue. And if you're new around here, hi, my name is Ariel. I am a six-figure Etsy seller. I actually started selling on Etsy with print on demand in 2023, and I was working a full-time job as a physical therapist assistant. I was going in 8 to 5, and so I was doing this on the side as like a second job. And it only took me a year and a half to be able to quit my full-time job and replace that income with Etsy. And now I do this from home and I teach you guys everything that I know so that you can grow your businesses too. And if you're not sure what print on demand is, you create the designs and then work with a print provider who prints and ships all of your items for you so that you can just focus on getting more designs out in your shop and handling the customer service. I work with Printify, which is my print company, where they have so many products that you can choose from to add to your shop and create designs for. This really allows you to scale your shop fast because you don't have to worry about any inventory at home and you're not doing the hands-on work where you're having to print and ship all of those items yourself. So it makes the business super easy to do just from home on your computer. I'm going to reveal the real numbers that I made in the month of May. And I'm also going to give you lots of tips on how I was able to make this $19,000 revenue month in just the month of May. So I hope by the end of the video, you feel inspired and have direction to go out and create listings to make the kind of money that you want to make on Etsy. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the numbers. So this is for the month of May 2026, and my total revenue in sales was $19,083.55. Now, my net profit was $15,466.10, but this is just Etsy calculating on their end what my net profit was after my marketing fees and all of my listing fees and any refunds or exchanges that I did. But my actual profit after paying Printify, which is my print provider, for doing the shipping and printing for me, and after paying a few subscription fees for design apps and things like that that I use for my business, my actual take-home profit for the month of May was actually $4,579.92. So I am super happy with this. I actually made a little bit more than I did last May. So I am just really proud of myself because I started a few different businesses this year, YouTube being one of them, and it does take up quite a bit of my time. I also started an Amazon merch account last year, and I've been trying to learn as much as I can about how to tier up in Amazon merch. And I've also been trying to switch out my designs on there. That doesn't take up as much time, but it is still something that I'm working on. I'm also a coach in Cassiy Johnson's community, so I help her with a monthly live call. I also offer shop reviews and listing reviews if that's something you guys are interested in. If you need a little extra help and guidance on what you want to do with your shop, then I will go ahead and link that down below. But my whole point is I am more busy this year than I was last year. Last year, I actually quit my job as a physical therapist assistant and I was doing Etsy full time from home. And so I had a lot of time to put out a ton of listings every week. And this year, I'm not able to put out as many listings just because I'm busy doing other things. But the fact that I was able to make a tiny bit more in the month of May compared to last year, I think is really cool because this is a scalable business. I've been selling on Etsy for over 3 years, and some of my best selling designs are still selling for me throughout the year. And that is the beauty in having a business that is scalable like this. You really are reaping the rewards of your past hard work. Now, if you really want to scale your business, of course, shops that are older, they still have to keep up with the trends, put out new designs. That way they can grow their shops. This is just a sign that if you stick to it and get through the hardest time, which is usually the first year, the following years get a little bit easier and you can really start making consistent sales with putting in a little less work. Now, I'm sure you guys are curious how many listings I put out a week, a day, a month. What's my workflow? What are my secrets? What have I done to get to this $19,000 revenue month in May? Well, first of all, I still am putting consistent listings in my shop every week. I try to do a batch of designs every week. So this is 8 to 12 unique designs in one niche. So say I'm working on the nurse niche for 1 week, I will make 8 to 12 completely different trending designs to add to the market and post those in my shop. And sometimes I will actually list them twice. I will list them on a shirt and a sweatshirt. So if I made 12 designs, I actually got 24 listings listed in my shop for that 1 week. Now, before last year, I was putting out 2 batches of designs every week. So I would do, say, the nurse niche and then the teacher niche in the 1 week. So I would have 24 designs. So if you doubled that, I would have 48 new listings in my shop. So I'm kind of doing half of what I was doing last year, but I'm still putting out quite a few new listings every week and I'm staying consistent. That is definitely the key with Etsy. When you are consistent, I truly believe that Etsy rewards you because it's showing that you're active in your shop and you have new listings to show your customers, and then you're getting into the algorithm and making more sales that way. So that would be my first advice, is get a consistent listing schedule every week or every day. When I first started, my goal was 2 new listings every single day, and it didn't matter what I was doing, I made time for it. If I had to stay up till midnight, I stayed up till midnight and got those listed. Especially if you're brand new, it's super important to be testing all the time, putting out new designs so that you can see what is working for your shop and then doubling down on what is working for you. And that is really what has helped me grow my shop. Now, a second piece of advice I would really give you guys is being careful about the niches that you choose to design for. Certain niches really peak in sales during very specific times of year, and it's really important to be listing for whatever niche is doing well next, or whatever holiday season event is doing well next, 8 to 12 weeks ahead of time. So, for example, if it's a holiday, like let's say 4th of July is coming up, you would want to start designing for 4th of July designs 8 to 12 weeks before that holiday hits, so that your listing has a chance to really get in the algorithm for people to see it and decide if they like it and then start buying it. So by the time that holiday hits, they are going to see yours on the first couple pages because you're already ranked in the algorithm. So I do highly recommend picking yourself up a niche guide or a niche calendar. I actually have a free niche guide down below. This has a bunch of evergreen niches that actually sell well throughout the year. So that's a good list to be working off of. But if you want even more details, Cassiy Johnson actually does have a niche calendar where it tells you certain events throughout the year and niches throughout the year and when they are selling best. And it even tells you when you should start listing for them and when you should stop listing for them, so that you really have a schedule and you don't have to be guessing if you're working in the right niches. I'll have those linked down below as well. But you can also make these yourself. You can go on to Google or ChatGPT and ask it like when niches are peaking throughout the year, what holidays to prepare for throughout the year, and you can kind of create your own calendar if you would like. But if you want a calendar that's already made for you, I have it linked down below. Now I want to tell you guys what niche really helped me in the month of May, and that is the last day of school teacher niche. So I had created a bunch of batches of designs for last day of school teacher shirts for them to wear on the last day of school. And so I have been getting teacher group sales throughout the month of May, since most schools are out late May, early June. So this is just another example of why it's so important to know when your niches are coming up and what events are coming up throughout the year for those niches, because that's really going to help you get steady sales throughout the year instead of guessing when things are going to sell. My last tip is knowing how to do market research. Now, this is something that a lot of new sellers do not understand, or they just don't do. When I was a beginner, I was watching a lot of videos on how to design and how to list, but I wasn't watching enough videos on how to do the market research to know what designs are trending and how to design things that people actually want to buy. I think this is a very big mistake that new sellers make, is they create designs that they think look fun or good, but you want to make sure everything that you do in your business is based off of market research. I do have a video that I can link down below on how to do market research and search for trends and how to design for the trends, but I highly recommend learning how to do this skill sooner than later, because this will really help scale your shop. Okay, so next I'm going to show you guys my stats page. But before I show you the stats page, if you guys are enjoying this video, I would really appreciate you booping that little subscribe and like button. That way I know to make more content like this for you guys, so it can really help you grow your businesses. And also let me know down below if you like videos like this where I reveal my revenue and profit and give you guys tips every month. I have been doing this type of video every month to show you guys the progress in my shop. But let me know if it's something that you want me to continue doing, and I will keep doing this as long as you guys are really enjoying it. Okay, here we are on my stats page. I went ahead and chose a custom range. So for the month of May, my visits were 8,454, which actually decreased 20% compared to last year. My orders were 448, which also decreased compared to last year. They decreased 11%. And then my conversion rate actually increased compared to last year. Even though I had less visits, my revenue was a little bit better, therefore my conversion rate is better. I'm getting less visits, but more of those visits are actually purchasing, so that's a really good sign. And if you guys are curious about conversion rates for apparel, which is mostly what I sell in my shop, between 2 and 4% is actually a really good conversion rate. And like I said, since my shop is mostly apparel, I do sell other products in my shop, but a 5.3 conversion rate is actually really good for a mostly apparel shop. One last tip I wanted to give you guys is actually creating group listings or multi-product listings. So I sell a lot of group listings in my shop. So I target groups of people like bachelorette parties, teacher grade levels or just school positions that all want the same shirts to match. I also do family matching shirts, and the list can go on for group listings. And this is what has really changed my shop from getting one sale per customer versus 20 sales per customer. You can even start with a level 1 group listing, which is just putting one design on one shirt, but advertising it as if it's for a group or team of people. So, for example, like dental crew, that is easy to make a cute design that says dental crew, but that gives the impression that the whole dental office would wear these as matching shirts. So think about just adding some listings like that in your shop if you're new to group listings. Or if you want to take on a little bit harder group listings where, each shirt says something different, or there's like a matching mommy and me set, or like a couples matching. There's so many angles that you could take this, but my biggest advice is trying a group listing in some way to get more sales. Whether you're a brand new shop and just opening your shop today, or you are not getting the sales that you want, I hope this really encourages you to put in the hard work, keep listing, and it will all work out. It took me about a year to really start seeing consistent sales, and this is completely normal. A lot of the hard work is in the very first year, and you feel like you're working so hard to make no money at all, but this is where people really strive and grow. It's the people that actually put in the work and don't get discouraged when they're not seeing the sales that they want. I remember in the beginning, I was not seeing the sales that I wanted, and I was putting in a lot of work. There were several times where I wanted to quit. I wasn't going to give up until I've reached 1,000 listings in my shop, or it's been 1 year of doing this and I'm not seeing progress. So, you have to really look at the long term goals that you have, because this really is a marathon, not a sprint. If you're feeling discouraged, I really want to tell you that you can do it. It really just takes mindset. And if you believe in yourself and you put in the hard work, you will make it. So if no one's told you this today, you're doing a great job. Keep pushing, keep going. It will pay off. Lastly, it's time for our weekly wins. My weekly win is I have a hard time staying organized. I don't share this a lot with people, but if you made it to this part of the video, then I am sharing this with you. I do have ADHD, and so I do have a hard time organizing things, staying on task, and getting things done throughout the day. So I actually found this app that I really love. And if you're someone who works from home like I do, or you're just someone who wants to stay on task, I have this app that I found. It's called Toggle. And I'm not promoting it or anything. It's a free app. It's just called Toggle Track. And what it does is it allows you to have a stopwatch essentially, and you can label each task that you're working on. So it kind of gives me an idea of how long tasks actually are taking me, and it's keeping my day organized so that I can really see what I was working on throughout the day. And then at the end of the day, it adds up all of your hours, and it also gives you a little pie chart, and it organizes your tasks on what you spent the most time on versus what you spent the least time on. So it's really giving me a better, bigger picture of how I'm operating my business and my day to day tasks. So if you're someone like me and needs that little extra help to keep track of what you're doing throughout the day, then that would be a great app. Like I said, it's totally free, and this is not like an advertisement for it. I just found it this week and I thought it was really cool. So that's my weekly win. But go ahead and drop your weekly win down in the comments. I love hearing how your businesses are going, and if you have any questions at all, please let me know. I am here to help you, and I try to answer the questions down in the comments as quick as I can. But yeah, let me know if you need help with anything. As always, I hope everyone is having a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.